Welcome to the Nameless Podcast. I'm Matthew Lopez-Kronicz. And what I want to talk about is forcing it. And from my experience, don't force it. And this could be in really anything, because the more you try to force things, force the issue, force something to happen, the more friction is created, the more resistance is then generated, and then the harder or more difficult, more challenging, more issues can arise. And now, it's kind of a fine line, but I mean, pretty much everything's a fine line. And when you're striving for something and obstacles come up, and you really want something, but sometimes you need to let it go, drive down on your why, and be on purpose with your action, and allow things to fall as you may. And what I mean by that is, I used to sit around and stress about stuff, sit around about worry about things. But really, if you're doing what is necessary, and you're taking advantage of your time, and you're keeping a proper positive mindset, and really striving to make your why happen, then you're not going to have friction. The little thing, a lot of the little things aren't going to become harder. It's not going to feel like it's a struggle just to get out of bed, or when there is the bad days, it doesn't feel like everything is falling on top of you. It's going to feel more smooth. And you can't force it. You can't sit around and force things. Now, what I find is that many people are not within the positive mindset, and so they're in it within the negative mindset. So right there, you're creating friction, and then they sit around and then they complain and try to force, instead of being on purpose, either through detail or action, they proceed to do things that create more friction, more resistance, and then it just compounds. It just multiplies, and you don't realize what you're doing. You're just getting more frustrated. Why isn't this happening for you? Okay, well, what's your mindset look like? How are you looking at things? Do you even believe that you can do what you want to be, what the result you want? And what I see is, because I've seen it myself, is that the foundation, your mindset, your why, are you looking at it positively or negatively? That's all askew. It's all broken. And so then you're sitting and you're spending all this energy trying to force your result. And it's not happening. And then things fall off the train, and you're trying to pick everything up, and you're doing yourself a disservice, because you're like doing it with like one hand tied behind your back and hopping on one leg with one eye closed. And yeah, that's going to create resistance. It's going to make your journey harder. Now, I'm speaking from someone that did that all the time. Super frustrated all the time. Couldn't understand why I couldn't get things done. Compound with all the other issues I had with my ego or what have you. And it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. So that next time that you're getting frustrated, right? Look at what your foundation looks like first. Do I have the right mindset? And the right mindset is, hey, am I capable within your self-talk inside? Can I visualize myself actually achieving this? And if you can't answer yes to those, then you kind of need to build your mindset to a place where, okay, this is why I'm doing this, for this reason. And I can picture myself achieving or living the result. And then the second part is the positive and negative mindset. When you're living in a positive mindset, you're going to see more opportunities, and more opportunities are going to seem to be there. Like David Meltzer says, your luck doesn't just happen, you can create your own luck. And you create your own luck by the proper mindset and by being positive. Because then things are going to appear and it's going to seem lucky, but what it really is that you've programmed your mindset and your subconscious to really look for those, to be positive, and then because your mindset is set to, I'm going to achieve, you can visualize what you're going to do, then you're going to see all of these opportunities that were hidden to you before. And then that's the path of least, it's not the path of least resistance, but there's going to be resistance already in those. But what will occur is that you can fight through that by working through your why and having your foundation. But the other thing is that there's already going to be resistance and noise. Why in the world would you want to create more? Why would you want to create more resistance and more noise when there's already going to be external factors and things that are, because everything takes work, right? It's not, when I say, don't force it, what I'm saying is don't create more resistance. There's already going to be resistance and noise and external factors and a whole bunch of crap that it's going to be without your control. That's just going to happen. So why are you going to generate more resistance and more noise on your own? You wouldn't really want to. So look at your foundation. What does it look like? Do you have the right mindset? Are you looking at things positive? There's always a solution. Think about it. If you want to talk about it, or if you want to share your ideas, or you want to leave a review on the podcast, all of that would be wonderful. Where to find me? I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube at Matthew Lopez-Kronicz or at just Matt Lopez-Kronicz. Love to hear from you. Hope everyone's having a wonderful week. This is the Nameless Podcast. I'm Matthew Lopez-Kronicz. I will talk to you soon.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.